I kind of fell into it. I turned a survival job into a survival small business. Turns out we were right, because that was 7 years ago, and every company that we used to work for has gone under since. Now I'm coming into a place where I am comfortable that I'm not an actor, because I'm still an artist. Creating a business is an art, not only the marketing of it, but how you set the culture, how you build the team.
Welcome to Caught Off Guard. I'm Jessie Zarelli, and this is a show about the moments that hit us out of nowhere and where that's usually where life gets a little interesting. Each episode, we dive into the gut decisions, chaos, intuition, and curveballs that end up rerouting us, often more authentically than any grand plan we had. You'll hear from a range of people who have all been caught off guard in their own way, and how those moments pushed them somewhere they didn't expect but ultimately needed to go. Okay, now let's get started. Hello! Welcome to the season of the Fire Horse and to my podcast. I'm actually not quite sure what that means. All I know is that the season of the snake is over, and I am praying to God, the universe, the heavens, that the energy eases up a little bit. I'm also a Cancer, and I feel like I've been promised for a very long time that this is your year. This is your year. And it hasn't been my year. It's very much not been my year, but I'm ready for it to finally be my year. All right, so let me give a little bit of an update. So I am still doing the artist's way. You know, it really helps to fall through with something when you're leading it, which is part of the reason why I did lead it, because I knew if I'm leading it, I'm going to actually do the work. So we're in week 6 now, but in week 4, you are supposed to take a reading break. And that was not really relevant for me because I am barely reading these days. I understood her intention, the writer Julia Cameron, but the book was written in the 80s or the 90s, and there's a lot of other shit I'm doing to waste time and to numb out. So I realized the break for me needed to be from listening to podcasts, scrolling on social media, and sending and listening to voice notes, which is a little sad because I use them to keep in touch with my friends, but it can get a little too much sometimes. So during week 5, which was last week, I took a week-long break from podcasts, voice notes, and social media. And oh my God, I felt amazing. So in terms of the social media, the rules for me were that I was allowed to post and respond to messages, but I couldn't scroll or use it as a search engine for anything. I couldn't search for anything. I followed it probably 98% of the time. And then I started to slip a little bit later on Sunday when I was hours from completing a week, which is just stupid, but that's the choice I made. But by and large, I didn't look at anything, and it was pretty awesome to just give my brain a break. I also took a break from listening to podcasts and the voice notes, unless the only exception with the voice notes was if it was a quick hey, I'm running 10 minutes late, which is mostly what I'm sending. I knew it would have a very good impact on me, but I was honestly really surprised by how creative I felt this week. It also showed me just overall how much of my time is being spent consuming social media, other people's content, other people's stories. Like I said, the voice notes are a way for, us to keep in touch with the people that we know and love, especially ones who don't live close to us. And there's a lot of comfort that can come from it, but it felt nice to have a more intentional way of connecting with people. I had a couple of really nice phone calls with friends rather than sending a ton of voice notes multiple times throughout the day. It was also really nice to drive in silence, to go for a walk in silence, or sometimes just listening to some light music. What was very interesting for me and a little disappointing is that it also challenged all of the months and years of my life I've spent scrolling and convincing myself that I'm actually getting some inspiration from it. And there is, to a degree, right? You can get inspiration from anything, but it's sort of what is the cost? At what cost? I think that I've been telling myself I'm getting inspiration so that I don't feel guilty or like I'm wasting time. But really, I think what I'm getting from it is a bit of comparison, of an image of what I think I should be doing or how I think I should be doing the thing, particularly when it comes to creating. Oh, this person has reached success in XYZ area. This is what they're doing, so that must be what the success looks like. Even though we know that that's not true, that's not the rule. There are no rules to art. People are creating their own path constantly, and we live in a world where there are a million different ways to achieve what you want. And it's amazing that we get to see that, right? We get to see all of these examples of how people have brought things into fruition, but it can also feel really overwhelming to have what can feel like an endless number of options to create something. So, what I got from it is I can't really convince myself anymore that I'm getting inspiration from scrolling. I can lie to myself, but once you know something, you know it and you can't unknow it. Regarding podcasts, I definitely feel like I get inspiration from certain interviews. And I mean, that's what I'm hoping you get from these. That's the whole point. That's the whole purpose. So I hope we're on the same page about that. For me, I think that I get the most inspiration from interviews with actors or from listening very intentionally. Like, oh, there's an interview with so and so. That gets me really excited rather than, oh, I follow this podcast and this is the next episode. I should just listen and I'm just going to have it on in the background. I think a lot of what came up for me this week was just about being as intentional as I could be. I try to be an intentional person with my life and the choices I make and the people who are in my life and what I put into my body. But of course, I have the areas that I sort of like fall off and just, lower the bar a little bit. And so this was a nice reminder to up it just a little bit. I think what did surprise me though was how I felt when I was driving. I do spend a lot of time in the car, like besides my regular commutes to like the gym or what have you. I do lots of events and have people who live far. And this past week, I was probably in the car for 6 hours total for a range of different things. And it was really nice to drive in silence. Sometimes I listened to music and other times I didn't. I just drove, which is really out of the ordinary for me. But this time, or this week, I just thought. I had ideas come to me sometimes. I used Siri to dictate different notes on my notes app. And sometimes it was ideas for podcast episodes. Other times it was ideas for other creative things I'm working on, headshots or writing my show or an upcoming class I have. I was thinking about some monologues I could do. It pushed me out of my music comfort zone a little bit too. I ended up discovering a really interesting Icelandic Filipina singer. I need to look her up again and get her name. And I think I also need to learn how to pronounce it correctly. But anyway, something I was thinking about this last week, just kind of reflecting on those changes, were that I use all of these things to sort of numb out and stay busy. And I've been convincing myself that I'm getting something from them, but I'm not getting what I actually want, which is creativity and inspiration and feeling more aligned and connected. And what's so funny is that often comes from being quiet. It comes from silence. And I'm also reminded of that when I did my silent retreat last July. I felt so much calm and peace. And I had so many creative ideas coming to me by being quiet. So it reminded me of that again. I don't know. There's a lot of things we have to remember, man. I can't remember all of them. So I have to, be reminded. But now I have all this time, right? And I was like, what am I going to do with all this time? Oh, I'm going to make things. I'm going to keep making stuff. The weather is, it's not good. It's been below freezing for basically 3 weeks. Yesterday, I think, was the first day. It felt like spring. It was 42 degrees. It was unbelievable. I would love to get away for a few days. I'm just daydreaming of going somewhere tropical for a few days. I realize I haven't dipped my toes in the ocean in a year, and that is not good for my mental health. I'm a summer baby and I'm a water baby, and I need the ocean, and I haven't felt it in a while, and that's not good. So I'm gonna have to change that. In other news, I am starting to break my 1.5-year streak of barely consuming caffeine. I've upped my intake a little bit, and you know what? Coffee is so goddamn good. It is just so good. It's also easier to be caffeine free, I think, in the warmer months. I feel like I always sleep less when it's warm out, and when it's cold, the lack of vitamin D, I feel like my body needs more energy to keep me warm. I need more sleep. I don't want to get out of bed as early. It's dark, it's cold. So I've been having a little bit of caffeine. I have this bag of It's like a powdered latte by FlavCity Cafe. I don't mean to be rude. What a stupid name. I mean, I want to be nice because the goal is obviously to get sponsors, but Flav City. When I hear names of businesses that are dumb or just like bad business ideas, I just always want to know, was anyone around you like, hey, let's think about this again? Like, I don't think this is the name to come up with, but I don't know. Maybe I think it was a guy who like has like an Instagram account, reminding us of like healthy and unhealthy foods. And so maybe that was like his Instagram name. I don't need to pan this too much, but the latte mix is pretty nice. And I'll have that in some decaf as well. So I'll do like a half caffeinated cup of coffee. It's pretty scrumptious. It's pretty nice. Anyway, so like I mentioned, we're on week 6 of The Artist's Way. Oh, it's so good. I've never been this far into it. It's very clear that I've only made it to week 3. Like you open my book and it's like, oh, you got stuck there, right? You opened here and then you just got lost inside this for a long time. But I'm on week 6. It is great. The group of people I'm doing it with are delightful. It's so nice. Auditions are starting up again. I launched the podcast during the time of The Artist's Way. It's just been it's been this wonderful gift. I feel like the opportunities are coming in. I saw a local play last weekend that really inspired me to read new plays. One of my sisters has also been on a reading kick lately, and it reminded me how in 2023 I read 36 books. 3 books a month. I read all different genres, and it was a lot of fun to go to the library and see what the new fiction was, or cross books off my reading list that I've had since, I don't know, like 2016, books that are like, not really relevant anymore, but I would like to get through that list. I'm now trying to implement a reading before bed routine because right now I'm waking up and I'm writing right away. That's a task in the morning pages, in The Artist's Way, which is the morning pages. So now I would like to start to read a little bit before bed. Okay, I think you have enough information about me. So today's episode is my first podcast interview ever. We actually recorded this months ago, sometime in late September, but as we've established, I was not ready to start the podcast at that time. But I guess I am now because here we are. This episode is with my friend Michael Tyler, who I met on set of a film in the spring of 2024. So almost 2 years ago for our friend anniversary. At the time, we realized we live really close to each other, and I offered to drive us to our rehearsal together in the city. There were so many Michaels on that film and on the Zoom reading, it was ridiculous. And I remember when I picked him up and he got in my car, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Because it was not the Michael I had in my head. But I have recovered and accepted it since. We then reconnected at a festival for our film about a year later, and that's when I met his wife, and we joined Run Club together, and we've all become really good friends in the last year, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. So the reason I wanted to interview Michael is because he is a business owner who started a company that wasn't part of his grand plan. So he moved to New York City from Colorado to pursue acting, and one of his survival jobs was selling tickets to comedy shows and Broadway shows in Times Square. He and a friend realized that they could do it better than the people they were working for, so they decided to jump off a cliff and start their own company. It was something he fell into because he realized he had a skill set that he didn't know he had before. Sometimes we don't even know what we're good at until we try new things and until we take risks. I think also we sometimes feel like we need to know every step of the way before we begin something. And it turns out a lot of people, even people who are, like him, 7-8 years into a business, you're figuring things out as you go. It could look messy and be a little stressful, but you just take that step and it leads somewhere. And I know so often we don't want that to be the case. I mean, I went through this with my podcast. We want to know all the steps before, but learning things doesn't work like that. You have to take a step and then the next step opens up for you and the path gets revealed to you. I think we also often wait to feel motivated or confident before we act, but you take the action and then the feeling follows. You go to the gym over and over again, and that builds confidence rather waiting to feel motivated and confident enough to go to the gym. It's the action, then the feeling. So my wrap up of this interview is take action, see where it leads, trust yourself, and trust that you're also capable of figuring it out. I think we don't give ourselves enough credit often. Editing this was, I feel like whatever that phrase or diagnosis is for when you've learned something and you now think you're an expert, I feel like I have that disorder because I have learned so much about editing in the last several weeks. And that has made me feel like I could code for NASA. I don't even really know. I wasn't even really sure if we could use this episode, neither was he. We ran into a number of different hurdles, but I had a strong will to use it, and I was able to conjure up something. Editing these last couple of episodes, too, has also made me think about the process of making movies and the process of telling stories in general, and how they say there's always three stories. There's the story you write, there's the story you shoot, and there's the one that gets edited. And the same is true for the podcast. There's the story that I plan and prep for. There's the story that's unfolding during the recording or the actual interview. And then there's the third story that's being told while I'm going through it and editing it. And so it was really fun to see what story this came to be. There's no video for this one again. Tech issues. It is what it is. I can't even get into it. Otherwise, I'm going to freak the fuck out. We, in this episode, talk about our love of the Hudson Valley. We talk a little bit of nonsense. We get off path, but we find ourselves back on. We talk about acting and then ultimately how Michael was led to starting his business. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. And here's the interview with my friend, Michael Tyler.
Can I curse on this podcast?
Oh, yeah. I can't not curse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good shit. I was like kind of a punk, like nerdy kid in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I was the king of the nerds. I mean, I was overextended in that I was like in everything. Like I was on the basketball team, on the soccer team, in choir, in the drama program, class president, student body, fucking representative. I did all the things. I went to a small school, so I was just the overachiever who was...
Oh, how small?
I had 25 people in my graduating class.
Holy shit.
Tiny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a little...
You feel like being in the Hudson Valley is like massive.
I mean, I think I just don't really have a concept of like what the high school experience would have been like. Because I went to the same school with the same people from second grade on.
That's crazy because I had 1,000 people in my grade, but I had been in a Catholic school before.
Oh.
So when I switched.
Uniform?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Not for me. I mean, even like my nails now, navy blue, gray. I wore these once and got sent to the principal's office.
Oh, yeah. They were trying to get the kids to go to dress code, like a school uniform, and we were like fighting against it as hard as we could because we're like, we want to individually express ourselves. I want to have my T-shirt with Yoda on it that says interesting things,
Yeah. How will people know what your personality is?
How will people know what my personality is if I can't wear the shirt that says, I have gone to find myself. If I get back before I return, keep me here. I was a Hot Topic T-shirt guy.
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic was my jam.
Did that go out of business?
I don't know. I assume so if they just kept the like mall model, because people don't go to malls the way they used to.
Have you been to the Galleria here?
No.
So You've never been?
Oh, no, I've been once or twice actually, yeah.
It's so depressing. What
do you do with those structures besides just shoot horror movies in them?
Oh, we should do that.
Oh, abandoned malls they've got to be just the best place to like shoot fun movie, things.
There used to be an abandoned mall here. Now it's a college campus.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, turn malls into college campuses.
Education.
Yeah. Actually, probably what they're going to do is they're going to turn them into data centers. As we need more and more data using AI and whatnot, like they're just going to need more and more buildings to have their server farms and whatnot. But I like to write stories of power politics and world building and stuff like that.
So a lot of local inspo.
A lot of local inspo. Well, speaking of local inspo, you're like born and raised in the Hudson Valley. I'm an implant. I'm a implant. I'm a transplant.
Been implanted here.
I'm an artificial implant in the Hudson Valley. How has it changed in the 30 some odd years that you've been here?
Well, I think it's become more liberal. I think it's become more cultured, more diverse with people moving up from the city. And I think that there's always been a lot of potential opportunities here, but people always left and went to the city. And now they see the Hudson Valley as a viable option to live and have their businesses. Like the Culinary Institute of America is here, right?
Right, yeah.
Like traditionally people would graduate from there and hop into the city or elsewhere. And now chefs are graduating and staying and opening their own restaurants.
That's cool.
There's a lot of art schools up here. There's a lot of liberal arts.
Do you think this is because, I mean, my story is that I was able to work remotely, and so we were able to come up here. Do you think that, like, and that was caused by COVID?
Well, I wasn't really here, but it's always been a commuter city. But a lot of places have, like a lot of the surrounding area of cities have that commuter feel, but they don't have their own culture.
Yeah.
Right? The culture feeds off of the city where it's in.
Yeah.
Where it is.
The Hudson Valley feels like it's got its own culture. There's lots of theater happening up here, which is great for us actor refugees from the city.
Looking for a home.
Lost
and lonely.
Yeah.
And cold.
Yeah, it is. It gets pretty cold in the winter.
It's true. There's a lot of good art. There's a lot of opportunities. And there's a lot of people who I think have a good standard and they have taste. Because that's what I was worried about coming back.
You and my wife, the same.
Like, I'm not going to be in a city.
Yeah.
There might be art, but what if it's bad? There might be designers. What if they're bad?
Yeah, right.
People are, I don't think it's that they're playing it safe. It's that they maybe don't feel the desire to put in the effort you would if you're in a city.
Me personally, I didn't think about my personal style until I started dating somebody who, like, put a lot of thought into how she represents herself. I had to fit into her world. I couldn't be wearing my Hot Topic t-shirts anymore.
No more Yoda t-shirts.
No more Yodas.
They're folded in the back of your closet. Your memories box.
Yeah, exactly.
Who you used to be. I think that's similar for a lot of men. A lot of men have that story of they're not really keeping up with their fashion sense until they're with a woman who cares.
Yeah. It's fun, though. Now I feel more comfortable. And so I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business in the hospitality and tourism industry. And a lot of my clients are hotel general managers. Like, a lot of my business happens in the lobby of hotels. So I have always felt the need to put on the hospitality costume, wear a suit. I have recently felt, you know what? I'm going to bring the young entrepreneur energy to this. Let's spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna try to spruce their life up a little bit by trying to do my own thing.
Yeah, well, first of all, I can't imagine you in a suit, so that's an interesting
You've never seen me in a suit?
When would I have seen you in a suit? I go to Run Club with you.
That's right.
I shot a film with you.
It's true. You haven't even.
I smoked weed with you.
I feel like I wear suits well, not so much anymore, but like I feel like I used to wear suits like half the week.
I feel like that's also our generation. Well, basically every generation, but Gen Z.
Yeah.
Thinking that because of a situation, you have to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think Gen Z is really changing that. They're
just like, fuck it.
You know, when I lived in Berlin, I went to theater all the time. Like theater, opera, live performances are really, really affordable, and they make it so that it's accessible. I think even when at least when I was there, I'd heard that when you're like on unemployment, you get discounted tickets to theater. Like they want you to be part of society.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I know. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
But I went to an opera and people were wearing jeans, and I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Is there no respect? And then the person I was dating at the time was like, no, it's just, it's not what your idea of it is, which is that this formal thing you have to get ready for. You're able to just like be yourself and show up.
Yeah.
And look nice.
Yeah, for sure. We've gotten more casual over the last few generations. Similar thing with Broadway. People used to ask me all the time when I was a concierge, oh, do I have to get dressed up for the show? And I was like, you can, but especially if you're just going on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, I go after work wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I'm a hockey fan, and there's these, pictures from the old games, and everybody in the crowd is wearing a suit and a tie from the 50s,
Wow.
60s.
Well, that's what they were just wearing all the time.
That's
right?
what it was all the time. If you went outside, you were wearing a fucking 3-piece suit.
Wow. Life is so easy now in so many ways.
Yeah. So how's it going?
Like life or...
Oh, I was talking like the podcast. How are you feeling? Are you excited?
Yeah, I am excited. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I have put it off because I haven't wanted to deal with the tech.
The tech sucks.
Which is so understandable. I mean, that's like a lot of things in life,
We just
right?
took
Like,
45 minutes trying to figure out the tech.
I know. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you
I mean,
so much.
you ended up solving it yourself. I was just moral
Did
support.
I?
Yeah. I was looking at YouTube videos. You were looking at
We
ChatGPT.
need
And
both of us to be doing that to get there.
yeah, it's the moral support that we need.
Yeah. And I also spent like 45 minutes before this doing it too.
Yeah.
Before Run Club.
It's obnoxious.
I mean, look how good we are with like our schedules though. Like you were in the city all day. I was doing whatever it is I do.
Yeah. Which I'm still not clear on what you do when you're not at Run Club or smoking weed with me.
But I seem to be getting a lot done. Right?
You seem to be busy all the time.
Yes, I am doing things.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
A cruise?
A cruise.
I've been on 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Where to?
So the first one I barely remember because I think I was like 13 or 14 years old. It was in the Caribbean. What's the sea down there? We went to like Nassau and, all the little islands.
The Caribbean?
The Caribbean, yeah. Sorry.
That sea?
So 2 cruises. My dad, post-divorce from my mom, probably first trips that we did after the divorce. I'm trying to remember if it was just me, my sister, and him, or if our now stepmother was there. Anyway, it was a cruise around not the Bahamas. I think we stopped at the Bahamas. Yeah, it was a Bahamas cruise. That's the word I was looking for, Bahamas.
I see.
And I keep thinking, sometimes I think like...
I tried to help you.
It's the Caribbean Sea, but I sometimes I want to call it the Bahamas Sea for some reason.
You can call it that.
Yeah. Geography, actually, I love geography, but you know what? Now I just have too many things on the brain.
I met someone recently. He had a degree in geography.
What do you even do with that?
What is it?
The only thing I can think of that you do with that is you teach geography.
That's probably what he did.
Maybe you're a map maker. You could probably get into cartography.
Oh, you're not just good at
You could probably
capitals.
You're not just good at capital. Yeah, you're probably good at like mountain ranges and rivers. And
For the benefit of...
like infrastructure. Like if you're thinking about like, okay, we need to
Interesting.
build a new oil pipeline, or we need to run some electricity, or we need to build a new highway. It's not cool. This is just a dorky thing, and let's get out of this because I don't even have the details anyway.
You already told me I looked like a dorkaroo or something.
A doob, which is a thing that I had made up. I didn't want to say dweeb.
Oh, okay.
It was like an insult of dude. It was like a dude demotion.
I wish I had my glasses.
You can put your glasses on.
I left them. Salem won't bring them.
Salem, where are you?
To delivery.
So cruise number 1 was Caribbean
Bahamas.
cruise with my dad and my sister.
Wait, when you say it was after the divorce, was this like I'm sorry, we got divorced, here's a cruise? Or that was just the timeline for you to remember?
That was the timeline. I don't think that's what was actually happening. I think what it was after the divorce, my dad wanted to get some quality time with me and my sister. My sister was about to go off to college, or was after her freshman year or something like that. So I think it was, he wanted to make memories and like, hey, I know the family unit has changed, but we're still a family unit. But I was sick the whole time. And I really didn't like being on boats, being in the ocean at the time. So it kind of sucked for me. My second cruise, this was actually ridiculous now that I look at it. When I graduated college, I was giving myself a little graduation gift. And I was going to go, I want to do something with my best bud, Johnny Mac. And we were like, oh, let's go somewhere. And we'd done Vegas recently. We didn't want to do that. So we're like, let's do an Alaska cruise.
That sounds so fun.
It was very cool, but 22-year-old guys sharing a bunk with, it's like basically a retiree cruise and 22-year-old guys. We spent...
Like, we're the young hotties.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we thought we were going to drink ourselves to death, which we did, and eat ourselves to death, which I'm sure we did. But really, we ended up spending the most time, like there was an air hockey table. We played like 150 air hockey games that week. We had
Did you
like...
see a whale?
I do think we saw a whale on that trip, actually. But the air hockey is what I remember. And we created this was fun. These are fun memories. We were playing hacky sack a lot back then. and there was a little tennis court on the boat. So we created a hacky sack tennis. I don't remember all the rules, but you know.
So you paid thousands of dollars to
play
go to Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Alaska was gorgeous though. It was this beautiful.
Okay, so you actually
we did
pause to get off.
We paused to get off the boat and like went on a hike and all that shit. But those were my 2 cruise things, and I'm not really into them, so I don't think I'm going to do it again until I'm like retired, and that's the only way to go. My travel style has definitely changed over the years. I kind of had like the backpacker vibe when I was younger.
That makes sense.
Like most people do.
You got the hair for it.
I got the hair for it. Yeah, I taught English abroad, so like I was kind of the expat backpacker vibe. And now, like, I'm an adult, and I have, like, a wife who likes to be comfortable, so we have to stay at nice hotels, and I have to, like, pack nice clothes and have
that
multiple...
she helped you pick out.
For me, packing, so it was all about efficiency when I was doing the backpacker thing. You don't have a lot of space. So I was like, 1 pair of shoes. I'm bringing 1 pair of shoes and maybe flip-flops if I'm going to be near water. Maybe. Now, it's like, all right, well, I got to have my run shoes, but I have to have my going out shoes. Maybe I should have my hiking boots. I definitely need to have my flip-flops. I need to have my,
That's also age, too.
That is age. You just got to take care of these feet. I made a shoe mistake today. I went into the city. I had to do a decent walk between Grand Central and Times Square where my office is. I put on these shoes that I hadn't worn in a while, and the toe part is just a little too narrow. So it's like smashing these 2 toes just a little bit. It was a nightmare. I think I paid a little over $200 for a good pair of hiking boots.
That's worth it. You'll have those for
Forever,
years. You can get the sole replaced. Yeah.
Back in the day when a pair of boots was a family heirloom.
You took them to a cobbler.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love shoe cobblers.
What do you love about shoe cobblers?
Just that you can take a pair of shoes you really love and
save them.
Save them. I mean, I got these mules/Mary Janes that I got in Germany, and they're brown leather, and I've gotten the bottoms of them replaced twice, and I just got them
You said you got them in Germany?
Yeah.
And you lived there that was probably like 10 years ago, yeah?
Yeah, probably about 10 years ago, almost 8 years ago.
So those shoes have lasted you a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And they were from a vintage shop. The shoes are from the 80s. Yeah, they've been around for 45 years or something like that?
I'm a millennial. I never lived in the times, but I do spiritually miss the times when we made things that we were supposed to last a lifetime.
I know.
You get a jacket, and it's your jacket for your whole life. And like getting your jacket stolen or lost is like a kind of a devastating thing. I think there's a good chance that the culture is going to have to shift back to that, either because we just need, like, if there's an economic collapse, people aren't going to like be able to spend money on clothes the way that we do now, or just resources like climate change and all that. It's like,
or hopefully we start caring about the environment more.
Exactly.
But I'm finding the older I get, the more I want to buy fewer high quality items.
Really?
Rather than a bunch of fast fashion because it's in style.
Yeah.
And shop and shop and shop. I kind of want to have like, this is a very, very nice cashmere sweater I've bought. Great. I'll have this for a decade probably.
Yeah. When I find the thing that I was like, oh yes, this matches. This is my look.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you don't know your style yet?
I haven't found it totally.
Oh my God. Should we all go shopping one day?
I love shopping as long as like there's stuff for me to look at.
Really?
I used to just be a utilitarian shopper. In, out,
Get your underwear for the year.
Right, exactly. Just get that new pair of jeans, then go to Hot Topic and find a fun t-shirt. This is the Hot Topic episode.
Wow. Great. That's what I wanted.
Is this what you expected your first podcast to go like? We haven't even talked about the survey.
I haven't even thought about this until I have been so busy the last 7 weeks. Every time you've been like, are you excited about anything going on in my life?
Yeah.
My answer has been, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah. All right. So what have you been so busy with, this mystery woman? I understand that you're an actor, you're a performer, you're on set a lot, you're auditioning a lot, you're very involved in, the community. You're a friendly person. Professionally, I have no idea what you do. And one time when I asked you, you also said, I don't know.
Oh, that's a very Jesse answer.
It was very funny.
Did not want to get into it.
Exactly. Well, pitch yourself a little bit here on your own podcast. Let's talk about acting.
Okay.
We met on set.
We met on set.
Yeah.
Over a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I did the Moonshot Film Challenge. We wrote it.
Yeah.
Shot it. Edited it. All within 1 week.
That's incredible.
While we were shooting, the second day we were shooting, they were editing the footage from the first day. I would love to do something like the 48-hour film challenge.
Those are fun.
There's something great about working under pressure. You can't overthink.
Yeah.
You've got to be a one-shot wonder,
You
pretty
have to be.
much.
Yeah.
You are in a crunch to learn your lines. I love that.
Yeah.
That's also why I like this new acting class I'm doing too.
Yeah, maybe I gotta take the old acting boots and put them back on.
You should get into it. I told you there's this one class called the Returning to Acting or Returning Actor. Oh, God. And you were like, oh, that's a good title.
That's a good title. Returning actor. At some point, you got to give up on yourself, you know? If you haven't given up on yourself yet, this is the first year that I haven't auditioned. And to be honest, I don't want to go back to auditioning. I just want to make work with people I want to make work with.
Yeah.
You know, like I have no need to go be on Law and Order. I have my desires of being on Broadway are, you know, that flame is flickering very lowly. And I feel like if I get involved in like the road to success for me is probably being involved in local theater and like I could produce a play and like get some people there. That's how I'm going to get on Broadway. I'll probably be producing a show.
Well, there's also a ton of theater around here.
I know.
Like
I need to get involved.
You have a million opportunities.
I know.
But you're busy. You're a busy boy.
I'm a busy boy.
Let's talk about that. I want to know how this guy with his hair going to Alaska and the Sea of the Bahamas backpacking around has this company.
Yeah. I kind of fell into it. I turned a survival job into a survival small business. So what I was doing was I was working a bunch of different survival jobs in the tourism and hospitality industry, mostly around Broadway ticketing. My first job when I moved to New York is I was selling comedy tickets in Times Square.
So good.
I survived off that shift for a year and a half.
Do you have a really high rejection tolerance?
I did.
Oh, it's gone.
I definitely got a thick skin doing that.
Yeah.
And I was a little innocent boy from Colorado. Like I didn't.
That's a really good skill set to move from the West to New York then.
Yeah.
And be like immediately confronted with that.
It shifted my biography. My survival job, instead of being like a server, is I made my bones in Times Square. I sold comedy tickets and I sold Broadway tickets and I was a concierge in a Times Square hotel. I managed this team and that team. After 6-7 years of doing that, me and my buddy decided that we were smarter than our bosses, and we decided we were going to just open up shop and do it for ourselves. And turns out we were right, because that was 7 years ago, and every company that we used to work for has gone under since.
What made you think or believe that you were smarter than your bosses?
You ever had a job where you're like, I'm running the whole show here?
Every job.
Right. If you're managerial type, which I kind of assume you would be.
Yeah.
But I have always, any job I get a promotion. I end up managing the team. I'm like, I'm a leader. And when you're a leader but you have like one layer of leadership above you, and you realize that the only difference between you and them is that they invested the capital to start this shit. And if you left, their company might fall apart. You're like,
I think I'm going to leave.
Why am I getting paid $20 an hour plus commissions and tips when I could be running the show? And so what we did was we said like, all right, we're making $20 an hour plus commissions and tips. Let's save up some money so that we can pay ourselves that per week, like it was $700 a week, and get 3 months worth of that and other expenses, and then just go out in Times Square and sell tickets. And that's what we did. And then we got connected to the concierge world. Then we started managing concierge desks and groups and getting attractions and the Statue of Liberty, all these things. It just like kept rolling. And now we have our own app, and we're designing our own walking tour. And it's so interesting because I have always had this mindset of I'm in the shadows. I'm not on Broadway. I'm in the shadow of the spotlight. I'm making money off of the industry that I want to be creating in. And now I realize like, oh, I'm the king of Times Square. Like I've been around Times Square forever. I know everything. Why am I not telling people that story? The story of an actor who comes to New York to be an actor, to try to be on Broadway, ends up plying his trade out in Times Square for fucking a decade. Is that interesting to you?
You want to tell that story.
I imagine it as like an office comedy, but the office is Times Square. Mockumentary, workplace comedy. It could be real fun.
Yeah. You could take the simplest storyline, and as long as there's relationships, good writing.
Interesting characters,
Yeah.
like a couple of good actors. That's one of the many things that are on my...
Interesting. Okay, well, I have a screenwriters group
Okay.
up here if you want to
Sure, let's jump in.
take a stab at it.
Am I the person with all the ideas and you're the person that has all the connections that can make them happen?
I think so. I think I'm like that for a lot of people. I'm like, oh, you have an idea? I'm like, I got a person for you.
That is an incredible service.
I got a guy.
Yeah, I got a guy. You're the guy. You're the girl who's got a guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of this too, and why I wanted to do this is I'm constantly meeting people and talking to them and thinking, my God, you're so interesting.
Yeah.
I want to connect you with more people.
Yeah,
I want to sit down and like have a solid conversation with you about this, because often we're not in situations where we have the opportunity to sit down and have an hour conversation with someone, right?
True. Yeah.
It's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's 15 minutes. You're multitasking, you're at a party.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we've been talking a while. I got to go talk to this person.
Yeah.
Where's my wife? We have to leave. Did we eat? I need a new, like, you're not like completely focused.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a nice excuse to do that.
It really is. It's like podcasting has become the dinner table. We always have our phones. We always have the TV going. Because there's always entertainment and distraction, there's very little time just to like sit and talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore.
Not really. We're on the go. We just talked about like how busy we are.
Yeah.
You spent the day in the city. You came up. You go to Run Club. You come here. I did whatever I do. Run Club here. Which we still don't know.
Just going.
Yeah.
So I think, and this is going to sound ridiculous because it is, I think podcasting is a revolutionary act. It's revolutionary for relationships. So my wife and I have a podcast. It's called Too Much Intimacy. But we were inspired by our friends Sean and Cass, who have they're documentarians, and they have a podcast with like a pretty decent following and subscribership base and everything like that. They're like, we just have to do it once a week, no matter what. It's just part of it.
The consistency of
The
it.
consistency. You don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's a time for this couple to come together and like really have a conversation.
Oh, even just the two of them.
Just most of the time, just the two of them.
Yeah.
And like we realize it's like really good for the relationship to say like, oh, okay, we're committing to once a week talking to each other. And
yeah, there's nothing bad that comes from having deep conversations with the people you like.
Exactly.
Love. Yeah.
And we get all in our head about like, oh, was that episode good or was that episode bad, or oh, I'm stressed out about how am I going to find the time to edit it and blah blah blah. Even if we don't put it out, it's good for the relationship. Oh,
that's a really interesting way of looking at it for connection too. Yeah. We've had this conversation before too, but don't you feel like people are just craving connection more and more? Like we're seeing all of these new social clubs that are popping up.
Yeah, which I haven't been invited to yet.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
I mean, whatever.
This will be a good pitch for
Yeah, guys, that's like 5 milligrams of THC will do to me. I think 5 milligrams is tiny.
Yeah, when they told me that each gummy was 10, I was like, these people are insane.
That's like a low dose.
10 milligrams
I have taken 250 milligrams.
Were you hospitalized?
No, but...
Oh my God. Were you scared?
I was scared.
What happened
I have gotten really, really high a couple of times.
Me too, on like 2 milligrams.
Girl. Oh man, it's so interesting to me. You're kind of new to marijuana. Did you smoke weed in high school or?
No, in college I did, and then I just took a long break because I got headaches for a long time.
I see.
But now I'm back to knowing that I have to consume less, and I'm okay.
Oh, okay. I'm a party boy.
You're a nerdy party boy.
I'm a nerdy party boy.
You're a bunch of boys. We've learned.
I've got a lot of different boys inside me. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll tell you a high horror story. So in the summer of 2018, me and my now business partner, Dan, quit our jobs to start our company. And we were waiting for licensing to come in and whatnot. So we basically said we're going to quit in April and we're going to launch in, we're going to hit the streets in ideally May. But as long as we get out by like June. And then it was like, okay, this isn't coming in. The website's taking longer to build. Oh my God, this is way harder than we thought it was. But basically, I just had a couple months off, and I was doing theater, and I was, not doing much at all. And then one weekend, I went out to Dan's to do some work, and Dan is a lifelong pothead, and he had been making his own edible. He'd made marijuana butter. He's not, like, in a lab, so he has no idea how, he's not measuring it out. He couldn't tell you, this is one joint's worth of,
this is a teaspoon.
So he made a butter, and with that butter, he made a chocolate pudding. Oh. And I love sweets. I was also drunk. We watched the fucking World Cup. Apparently, I said, I have to get up now. And I got out of the chair and immediately fell onto the ground.
Oh, no.
I just,
Just straight down.
just straight down. And like I went into the bathroom and like Dan tells me, he's like, I checked on you in the bathroom and you had used the whole bathroom was wet. You'd used every towel in the bathroom. Like I was gone.
What were you doing in there?
I don't remember. I was trying to find myself amidst I don't know how much weed.
Wow. You just like wet all the towels in the shower.
Wet all the towels. And the kicker was I pissed myself.
Oh, no. And he still went into business with you.
I think that's how he like was sure that
He was
I
like,
was.
yes.
He's like, all right, this guy's crazy.
This
You
is
know, like,
yeah.
we can survive that. It's so interesting. I've never questioned our success. I was never sure of it, but I never questioned our partnership. And he's crazy, man. He drives me nuts. I'm sure I drive him nuts too. He came into the office one day. You want to go start a business? And I remember feeling this feeling in the base of my neck and just like kind of coming down into my heart center and just releasing.
Oh.
And literally the thought that went through my head was, oh, thank God I'm going to be rich. No joke.
Because you saw Dan
Just-
as the path to wealth,
Guess I
or
did.
just someone saying yes to an idea and like going in on it with you.
That's probably what it was.
Because I feel like sometimes we just need the support, right? I think we all have. If you're at all tapped into your creativity or your artistry, we all have good fucking ideas.
Yeah.
But acting on them by yourself can
Yeah.
feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like even the process of like, again, the tech, like you coming here and helping me with the tech.
True,
Now
yeah.
I'm like, cool, I got it.
Right.
I could have done this for another 3 weeks and been like, I can't figure it out.
That's
but maybe
very
I wouldn't
true.
have said that. I would have been too overwhelmed by it and I would have just said, I'm not ready. So sometimes like having someone to affirm or validate or give you support, you're like, yeah, it's go time.
Hell yeah. Well, you're made for this, Jesse. Like, I feel like you're a veteran podcast. Like, I have complete trust in this interview because I know you know how to have a conversation. I know you know how to keep stoned ramblers on track like me. And you always ask interesting, deep questions. Like, you're highlighting the story of the founding of my business in a way that I'd never really thought about it. I had never thought. I was like, oh yeah, we just needed the energy, the enthusiasm, and the commitment.
Yeah.
And maybe in that moment, I was just like, it wasn't like I was going to go. I've always thought of myself as lucky. And everyone's like, dude, you've worked really hard. And I'm like, no, I've gotten lucky.
Oh, you're not saying like, oh, I'm a lucky person. You're saying the success is based on, oh, I
I mean,
see.
I do think I'm
Okay.
a lucky person.
Oh, you do?
And that is a mentality that I have adopted. I also have that like, oh, this is all based on luck and I don't deserve this.
Oh, you're not giving yourself credit.
I'm not giving myself credit, but what you did in this little conversation is you boiled it down to the basic elements. You said you got an idea and you had a partner that was willing to do it with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all we need. And this is why I feel like a fraud some of the time, because I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm building this empire, but really all I did was just commit to it and work hard. You know, I'm not special.
But how many people don't do that?
Don't ever do that because they're afraid to try to figure out the tech.
Or to make a mistake or not have it be perfect, right?
Yeah.
That stops us so often.
Yeah.
So what you're saying though is you don't feel special, like what you've done isn't extraordinary, but what you've done still is something that most people don't actually even do.
Yeah. The only explanation I can come up for it is I'm not better than anybody else. It's just people, they're just afraid.
They're afraid.
You know? And it's not that hard when you just do it. Just do it. Just whatever you're thinking of doing, do it.
So then what was the doing it like? So Dan comes over and he's like, do you want to start a business?
Yeah.
You get all this warmth in your heart chakra.
Heart chakra.
I don't know. Is that a chakra?
Yeah, that's a chakra.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And then
yeah. So, like, we already knew how to sell tickets. We knew how to source tickets. We knew
Okay.
how to do that. We
You've
knew
got
how
the
to do the whole
skills.
thing. We needed to figure out how to interact with the government. Had to get the license we had to get. Got to, get at the tax stuff. We had to build a website. Because
okay, some red tape.
there's
some
red
tech.
tape. There's tech stuff. There's representing yourself on the internet, and then there's building a team.
Okay,
And, that
yeah.
is also really important. You have to have the right people around you. You have to foster the culture that you want. So I think even when I wasn't using those words, subconsciously, that's what made us successful. is we got good people who had good buy-in. We set a good tone, and we got people to believe in us. And I look back in 7 years, it's still like I'm still looking at it being like, when is the curtain gonna come down? Like,
you're waiting for the other shoe to drop?
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop still.
And it's not. The shoes are getting bigger.
The shoes just keep getting
There's
bigger.
more shoes.
Well,
that's kind of everything, isn't it? Besides the support of starting it, it's then maintaining that energy.
It's easy to have startup energy for a few weeks.
The excitement of something new, but then building that team. Okay, so I've thought about that too, like how people decide who they're going to hire, especially if they're a smaller business and you're interacting with those people a lot.
Who do you want to spend your life with?
Yeah.
Because we spend half of our lives at work.
I've heard actors talk about that with being on sets.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but I listened to an interview and he said, if I'm going to leave my family and be on location in the Midwest for 4 months, it needs to be a good fucking set. I need to like the crew I'm around. Oh, they were talking about how they produced their last project.
Oh, okay.
And how they were more involved in. But yeah, that makes sense to me.
It's hard to be on set. Have you done any crew work or have you always been in front of the camera?
Only acted.
Oh, you're so talented. You'd be a good crew member. I would love to have you.
What do you think would be my role? Because I have an idea of what I think I could do.
So I think you and I are very similar. My first job behind the camera was script supervisor.
Oh.
Which is a hard one.
Yes.
But I think you would be very good as a script supervisor. What was your idea?
First AD.
Oh, God, yeah. You'd be a great first AD.
Yeah.
You're going to make a movie someday.
Oh, I should.
You got it.
I have an idea already.
Oh, we're making stuff. You're saying the birth of a fucking legendary film company right now.
Oh, we should start a production company.
We should. Hudson Valley Vortex. Well, okay, if you're going to start a production company, you have to have the equipment.
I know. That's what I was just thinking.
So
More
it's like...
tech. That's all I see is tech.
Tech. And capital. So we would have to buy... That's the other thing you need. If you're starting a business,
money.
You need money. You need enough money to just survive on not having an income for
Can we get a loan?
Months. You can. Loans scare me.
Can we get investors?
That I haven't figured that out yet.
We need people to give us money.
Yeah. I mean, I'll invest for sure.
But we want other people to give us money.
Yeah, for sure. But do you want to run a production company in that, like how a production company makes money is they have film equipment, they rent it out, they go and get jobs. Like, do you want to basically be a film equipment person?
No.
It's not fun. I have a buddy who does it. It's hard, You always have to buy the newest camera that you think people are going to want to rent from you, and like... You're making me want to start a whole business, Jesse.
Well, we've already talked about starting a business.
It's true.
Yeah. And renting out space on
Main
Street.
That
didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I got a dream for this space, though.
Oh, really?
I just want my wife to design it. Like, I want her to work with this architect. If she and him could, like, design up a beautiful space and, like, have that be their calling card for, like, hey, this is what we can do for the Hudson Valley. She's done incredible, beautiful homes on the Upper West Side, and she did a resort in, not Bahamas.
You love the Bahamas.
I do.
In the Caribbean. Aruba.
Nope. Up further, Bermuda.
Bermuda, the other B. She's a great designer, and she's also a really, really good listener.
She's a good listener.
And so I can imagine that people love working with her because she's not pushing her aesthetic. She's really listening to what someone wants.
Yeah. She's done work for my stepmother, and my stepmother has just bizarro Colorado Western taste.
What does that mean?
It means like a lot of bright colors, a lot of like teals and bright blues, like feels kind of like borrowing from the Native American culture and leaning into the Old West type thing. And so I was like, are they going to be able to collaborate? And it's like the work that they've done is just like she just amplifies your taste. Is what she does. She dials your taste right in.
I love your house.
I love our house too. It's got these old bones, It's this hardwood look.
It's like good moody. It's moody, and then the windows.
Oh, good. I love that.
Like the kitchen, living room, I'm like, oh, there's like a specific vibe here. And then you take a few steps over, and then you have all this light coming from the windows.
I'm taking that one
Think
home.
about that. Okay. You can take the other edible home too.
When we would go to Colorado, it was the only place you could get like really good edibles for a while before it was legalized in New York. So we would buy fucking a bunch of them. And then we stopped doing edibles and started smoking more. So I've just got a shit ton of super high quality Colorado edibles.
Why have you never shared them with me?
Okay, let me give you some good
Events.
Colorado edibles.
Okay.
I got to spread the love.
Okay. I do like this one brand though, High and Hive.
Uh-huh.
That's the one I had. It's made with local honey.
Oh, that's nice.
I love the flavor. And I don't know, there's something about it that feels like very clean. It's like I'm having a kale salad.
A kale salad is an edible. I love that.
It's the kale salads of edibles. Local kale. Oh my God, my mom made fun of me the other day. She was cooking something and I was asking her if she like bought, X, Y, and Z vegetable locally. And she made fun of me and she was like, I'm Jessie. Oh, no, I got this from the farm. It's from the farm.
You're like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what you sound. But everyone in my family, when they imitate me, their voice gets really high pitched. Mom, stop.
Yeah. My impression of you is high pitched.
I know my voice is so high. Why did this happen?
There's nothing wrong with a high voice.
Very high pitched though, I know.
It's high pitched, but it still has a timbre into it. Like you still have resonance coming from your chest.
Well, yeah, it's not my head voice, it's my actual voice is high pitched.
It sounds good. I've never thought of high pitched voices as bad. Does the female half of this, are they self-conscious about having a high voice?
I feel self-conscious about it when I listen to my voice, like a playback of it.
You can reframe how you are describing your voice. You don't have to call it high pitched. Look for the things that you like about it. So when I listen to myself, I also hate myself. I just hate myself in general.
It's like, oh, wait, I didn't say that. Hold on.
No, but I have a lot of self-judgment and, self-love is a challenge for me. But when I listen to my voice, I feel like my tongue is too big in my mouth. I feel like if I'm not really enunciating, like my words, I'll sound like I'm kind of a little drunk the whole time. I'm like a little bit like my tongue is just a little too big in my mouth,
You're like a cow.
Yeah, exactly. So as an actor who has, spent a lot of time training, articulation is so important in theater. It drives me crazy to hear it. But I do love certain things about my voice. Like I love how it feels when I feel the vibrations in my chest,
Oh.
Okay. Do you ever just, when you're talking, do you ever just like feel where your voice happens?
I just did.
Where did it happen?
I felt a vibration.
Where?
In my chest.
In your chest.
Yeah.
And if you start to pay attention to it and you do I don't know if you've ever done like voice work or anything like that. But if you start to pay attention to it, you can feel it go down all the way down into your knees. You can feel it reverberate. Like if you're really loose, if you're really relaxed and that vibrance just comes in, it doesn't matter if your voice is high or low. It's still just that, like you're using your skeleton as an amplifier.
Oh, I like that.
It's so cool.
We don't pay attention to ourselves.
We don't.
Often.
This is huge.
Yeah. Because that is like hyper-focus on yourself. In a good way, hyper-focus.
Yeah. How hyper-focused are you getting?
Yeah.
Are you just like feeling your vibrations instead of listening to your, life scene partner? The scene partner of the scene of your life.
What's that?
I was going to call you my scene partner.
And then you realized that this was
I'm
not
not talking about scene partners. I'm just talking about who you are talking to in life. So then
like your partner in the moment, in like the situation.
So I almost called you my life partner, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that makes it sound like you're my wife. So I was like, let's combine them. Scene life partner.
The scenes of life.
Scenes of life.
Well, I guess if you're hyper-focusing without falling into judgment, you're just observing, right? So it's like, what angle are you taking?
Right.
Because I would think like, if I'm hyper-focused on like all the minutia of my body, that can very quickly fall into like, well, now I don't like the things I'm seeing or hearing.
Right.
Which is kind of what I've been talking about with my voice. So I guess it's just staying as an observer and not falling into the critical eye.
Right. We've got those two voices in our head. We have the observer and then there's the critic. And like the critic tries so hard to sound like the observer. But if you really listen, you can tell what that voice is, and you can start to listen to it and be like, hey, it's all right, man. There's things I don't like about my voice, but I focus on the ones I do like. What do you like about your voice, Jessie?
I think sometimes it's cute.
It is cute.
I think it can sound smooth. Yeah, those are the two things I like the most.
I like it. Do you think of me as having a low-pitched voice?
Like normal low.
Not super low.
Not like doing voiceover for a Burger King commercial.
Oh, I can't be James Earl Jones.
I'm sure there's a vocal exercise for that.
I'm sure you can really good. Well, this time
on this podcast. Okay, cool. Well, I was most curious about how you stayed in the same industry and started a business doing it.
I think like the interesting thing about staying in my own industry is like I had a choice. Like I'm not happy with my survival job. Am I going to go into a new industry? Am I going to go learn how to be a server? Or am I just going to give myself the next promotion? You know, because I'm not going to be happy running somebody else's business. And I know I'm going to get promoted. And I'm going to get promoted and I'm going to run this. At a certain point, you're just like, I'm promoting myself to boss. I'm going to work at myself. And if that doesn't work, then I will switch industries. But I'm good at what I do. Let me see if I can do it the best that it can be done. And at the time, I was just like, and also have more schedule flexibility because I was still auditioning at the time. And then hopefully make a little bit more money. And that's what happened. All those things happened. And then I ended up committing more of my energy to that than my acting career. And I've really struggled with that. Now I'm coming into a place where I am comfortable that I'm not an actor because I'm still an artist. Creating a business is an art, not only the marketing of it, but how you set the culture, how you build the team. Every decision you make it to the best of your ability to serve the client. It's an art to it.
There's unlimited possibility too.
Yes,
which
exactly.
is artistic, right? Just thinking that art is limitless.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like we can start a walking tour.
You could go to the Bahama Sea.
We could expand to the Bahama Sea. We could sell clever t-shirts like Hot Topic.
You could. You could make scented candles.
I do want to be a t-shirt maker.
We've got a whole thing going. So you're doing a show about a guy who moves to New York to be an actor, starts selling tickets, then opens his own company, gets back into selling t-shirts that he used to buy at Hot Topic, which is now out of business.
Okay.
And then taking small tours to his favorite vacation, which was at the Bahama Sea. And then you're obviously going to score the music for it.
Then it's going to be a musical. Absolutely. That's a Broadway
I would like
musical.
to invest.
Pretty...
I'm not going to give you that much money.
Yeah, we'll take every penny we can get. No, you just have to invest your time and energy. If you really want to make it happen, just your time and your energy and a little bit of capital.
Okay, so one question for you. Did you feel like when you really committed to your business that you were giving anything up by doing it?
Yeah. I felt like I was giving up on my acting career, and that felt like I was giving up on myself. I felt like I'd sold out.
You still feel that way?
Less so, but I still do grapple with that. I think this year has been a really interesting year for that, a really good year for that. So last year I was still auditioning, but basically every time an audition would come in, I would be like, oh, God damn it. You know, like it's probably not going to be it's going to be bullshit. Most auditions are bullshit. Because I wasn't getting like fun auditions either. So I wasn't having fun with it. And it was stressful, and I would always procrastinate, and I was adding stress to my life for a job I didn't want, you know? And I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Were you just attached to it?
Yeah, it was my identity. I said I moved to New York to be an actor, not sell tickets. And so this year, I've finally kind of let go, and it was tough. In January and February, I was really relieved, and then in March, I started to feel like, oh man, I'm missing a part of myself. And then like, you know, I saw the film we were in. I went to a couple film festivals, and I was like, oh, I'm really missing it. Then I went to an acting class, and I'm like, preparing the sides still feels stressful.
Like you're not enjoying it.
I'm not enjoying it.
Stressful like a challenge, or stressful like this isn't actually fun?
This isn't actually fun. I don't know, my heart wasn't in it. And I wasn't doing it with people that I knew and trusted. So it just didn't feel worth it then. And I was always kind of complaining because work has always been very stressful. So it's like, oh, work is so stressful.
I
Maybe
do
that's
hear you
making
say
the
that a
acting
lot.
stress. Yeah, I do. So like maybe I'm saying like the acting stress. Oh, maybe I wouldn't be so stressed out about this if I wouldn't have to work, and blaming work. So I just gave up acting, and I decided to take pride in being an entrepreneur. You know, like trying to really wear that on my sleeve. Let my wife dress me up like an entrepreneur.
Not in 3-piece suits.
Yeah. And now like kind of owning it, you know, like our business went through a lot this year. I'm going to look back on 2025 as a transformational moment in our company's history. And I'm still too close to it to look,
Yeah.
but it's also a transitional moment in my life as an artist. And now I realize I'll act, but it's just one of like, I want to produce, I want to write, I want to make games.
Create games.
I want to do it all.
Yeah. I think a lot of actors struggle with that. They're so tied to the identity,
Yeah.
but they actually have all these other art forms that they love, and they're not giving themselves permission to really explore them
Yeah.
because they think it makes them less of an actor.
Yeah.
But to be an actor means you have to be like a fucking person, so
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
explore those things.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's always there to come back to, too.
Yeah.
So, okay, along the way, what was some of the best advice you got? Like starting the business and getting through it, and even these tough times, the transformational times, like what are the things in your head you come back to again and again?
That's such an interesting question, because one of the things I struggle at being a small business owner is that I've never had a mentor. I didn't go to business school. So I can't think of any piece of advice that I got in running a business that like keeps it. What I can think of is the spirit of what we wanted to do. We wanted to make the best ticket company we could make. That's all we knew. We wanted to make the best ticket company we could make. We wanted to make more money than we were making, and we wanted to have more control over our times. We always pursued those three principles. And this one, being the best ticket company that we can be, has changed a whole lot over the years, because now we're not just a ticket company, we're a concierge company. Now we're creating our own tours. We're doing all these things. We still stick to the principle of be the best at that we can be. Do the right thing for the customer. Don't be the scumbag. There's so many scumbags in the tourism industry that rip you off and don't give you the refund and make it such a nightmare. And we're going to do the right thing. Something goes wrong, we're going to get you that refund. Now, we're not going to let you take advantage of us. We're not, because they're scammers. Listen, people will try to get a refund for anything, and you have to know when it's bullshit. But genuinely, like you can tell when people are, bullshitting or when they're not, and just do the right thing.
It sounds like you just keep coming back to, you had these 3 goals, which also explain what your values are. So you just come back to your values again and again.
Because if you can come to every scene of your life doing the best you can, then that's who you are.
Life is not a wedding and having a baby and going to the Bahama Sea. It's day to day interacting with people, the way you order coffee, the way you talk to people on the phone, the interactions you have, going to the grocery store. That is fucking life.
That is
and I
life.
think we don't think of it that way. We're plowing through to get to the weekend, to get to the next vacation.
Yeah.
All of those days in between, 75% of the week, that was your life.
That was your life.
Sorry.
And you didn't spend time in it. You looked forward to the next thing. You were never in the present moment. In every moment, we have the opportunity to just like make the best of it, make the most of it, be the best person you can be for whatever the thing is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Even if that thing is, like punching somebody in the face, like just
do a
throw
good
the
fucking
best
job.
punch you can.
I agree, because if you're always striving to be the best, then you get to see all of the space you have to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't try to be the best version, you're never pushing against your edge. So how has the Hudson Valley made you a better version of yourself?
Ooh, that's a great question.
What about the energy of the Hudson Valley makes you more yourself or a better version of yourself?
The energy of the Hudson Valley, like you get the runoff from all the artists and all the entrepreneurs, the people that are trying to make it in the city, and you get the drippings down where religions were formed, where the American Reformation took off. There's all the history of the American Revolution being fought here. There's so much history in the spiritual realm, because it's where people really started to redefine their relationship with God. And then the Hudson Valley is like smack between the religious birthplace and the artist hub center.
So you feel like maybe you growing up with a more religious background, it kind of fulfills the tradition of what you were raised in, what's comfortable, and then who you've become as an adult, that artistic, forward-thinking side. Okay.
Exactly. And it's like, and the nature. Like I grew up in Colorado, going on hikes, like just being closer to nature.
And then what about some of your favorite businesses? We always run into each other at the farmer's market. I love
Sunday. A farmer's market.
Oh, it's so good. The Beacon Farmer's Market.
Beacon Farmer's Market is the best. That's my number one favorite thing in Beacon is the Sunday morning farmer's market.
And do you have favorite stands?
There's the goat woman.
Oh, the goat woman.
I don't remember the names of all the businesses.
Oh, the dairy? The goat cheese?
Yeah, the goat cheese. I get my goat yogurt from her. I love her. She's so nice.
I've had the minis of the goat's milk.
Oh, so nice. Good. So good. But I love that stand. I love that woman. Their goat yogurt is so good. I love Happy Belly Bakery.
So good.
Oh, man. Their seed bread is like... We took this seed bread on a camping trip. It was like lembas. You know what lembas is?
No.
You know in Lord of the Rings?
No.
You don't see the Lord of the Rings? Okay.
No.
Lembas is a magical elven bread that you take it out of your pouch and you always have what you need.
Oh, okay.
And that seed bread was like that on this camping trip for
I
us.
love that.
Yeah.
And you also love tea jams.
I love the tea jams. What's the name of the tea jam place?
It's Tea Jams.
They just call tea jams?
Yeah.
Oh.
You love tea jams. I've had tea jams because of you, and they're delicious.
We introduced you to tea jams?
You did. Thank you.
Yeah, they make jam out of tea, and at the farmer's market, they'll make an iced tea lemonade. So, like, it's a perfect thing on a hot day. You go to Tea Jams, you have your iced lemonade walking around the farmer's market. You finish that up, you go to brunch at Lion's Share.
That's what you guys do,
That's what we do every Sunday.
Until the leaf peepers come and we can't get in.
We couldn't get into Lion's Share.
We have to wait over an hour for brunch.
I've never had to wait.
City folk.
There.
It's the season. Okay, well, thank you for this.
This has been fun.
Thank you for your time and sharing about your life. And everything you love about the Hudson Valley and starting a business and what it means to be an artist, how we can be unattached to an identity we've had and it doesn't change the creative artistic side of us. I think that's like the biggest takeaway I got from you. Yeah, I think so. You just keep to your principles, know who you are. You'll always be close to whatever the fire of your life is. I like that. This has been a really lovely conversation. I'm glad. Great work, Jessie. Thanks. Good job, Michael. Natural. Okay, well, I'll see you in like 2 days. All right. See you in a minute. Thanks for listening to Caught Off Guard. If you connected with this episode, or even if you didn't, please subscribe and leave a review, but only a nice one. It'll really help more people find the show. You can find us on Instagram at Caught Off Guard Pod. See you next time.